tackle during the State of the Nation address when Congress is already assembled in joint session. Pero napag-usapan na dun sa leadership that they will not wait for the joint session of Congress for the State of the Nation address, but convene ahead of the expiry. And that is why na nag-convene on Saturday, July 22, ang Senate at saka House of Representatives to listen to the report of the President and the President's men, as well as consider the extension of martial law, which is required by our Constitution. Sa State of the Nation address, it is for both houses of Congress to listen to the President's report on the State of the Nation and to hear straight from him what is the legislative agenda of the President o ang iyang mga focus sa atong mga budgetary concerns.
I guess it was also for practical purposes, Coco, no? Because ang pag-extend ng martial law would need a certain amount of time, no? Several hours. Kung i-combine mo yan dun sa SONA, baka hindi na kami matapos, maubusan ng panahon. And when you deal about something as important as the extension of the President's proclamation of martial law, you have to dedicate the necessary amount of time. Hindi pa pwedeng madaliin.
Okay, kasama nung supermajority, bumuto ho kayo pabor para palawigin yung martial law. Gusto kong i-address ito kay Congresswoman Geraldine. Bakit ho ganun ho ka-overwhelming yung number na bumuto ho pabor sa martial law?
Because in Congress, at least the supermajority, no? I think 18 lang yata ang kumontra.
18 for both the House and the Senate.
And the Senate.
14 from the House, 4 from the Senate.
You see, very few lang ang kumontra. It's because the vast majority recognizes that there is a need to finish what we have already started. It would be a very stupid, I would say, decision. You know, the war is not yet over. Fighting is still ongoing. Pag sinimulan natin, dapat tapusin natin. You cannot leave a cake half-baked. Hindi mo pwedeng basta iwanan na lang, hindi pa luto ang isang bagay, hindi pa tapos, hindi pa kompleto. Kaya we decided to extend it. We extended. There is a need, and this is the solution.
In fact, we already started calling the effort into a peacekeeping effort. So, peace restoring, then peacekeeping. So what is happening is that we're already winding down the conflict in Marawi, and at the same time, we're making sure that the whole of Mindanao hindi maglabas yung conflict doon sa Marawi, and we'll try to contain it and wind it down. And after that, we will do the rebuilding. Let us take into consideration na kining atong extension sa martial law up to December 31 can be at any time lifted by the President or by Congress to stop, or even the Supreme Court should it be necessary to do so.
Okay, ang next question is directed to Congressman Coco. Doon na yung mga ubang sektor din sa atong Davao City, no? Na particularly ang Chamber of Commerce of Industry. Nag-appeal nga kung pwede lang i-lift na ang martial law. Unsa ang gusto nimo mensahe paabot sa atong mga kauban din sa Siyudad Davao?
I understand na merong mga natamaan na mga businesses because of martial law. And that is unfortunately collateral damage. I remember in 1998 when President Joseph Ejercito Estrada called for attacks towards Basilan. The headline of the Philippine Daily Inquirer was "All-Out War in Mindanao." And back in that day, Davao City was the convention capital of the Philippines. And in that one day na all-out war in Mindanao na headline, there was at least 120 cancellations.
Wow.
Tumawag yung mga event organizers and said, we're canceling this event, we're canceling this event, we're canceling this event. And that led to the loss of business of Durian Hotel, that led to a lot of loan collapses and restructuring of different kinds of hotels throughout the city. Maraming natamaan doon. And I think, I'm sorry to say it, but what we are experiencing now is better than the worst. I think despite na there is a slowdown in business, we probably would have it worse if we don't have martial law.
You know what, Kong Coco? When I arrived and touched down today in Davao City, I was observing everything. And I could hardly feel that there was martial law. People go about their daily business. The hotel is filled with people. And students go to school. So it's basically like normal life. Maybe some amount of business has been lost, but it is true what you say. It is not as bad as the one that you mentioned before, no? And I'm happy to hear that. Kasi sometimes we have to adopt measures to prevent the greater evil, no? It could have been worse kung hindi natin nag-declare ng martial law. Baka mas malaki pang negosyo ang mawawala. Baka masira pa ang mga negosyo pag kumalat ang terorismo. So tama lang naman po itong
So,
ginawa.
do you think yung headline na yun na all-out war in Mindanao is some sort of an irresponsible statement of...
Well, I think it was very irresponsible because the martial law was not even called out throughout Mindanao back in 1998. And so it was very irresponsible. But I guess to wrap up on that discussion, no, I would rather have a slowdown in business than a loss of multiple lives.
Okay. Let's go back to Zona 2, no? Binigyan ng malaking oras ni President Duterte, no, ang importansya nung mga sundalo, particular doon sa kanilang mga welfare. Ano yung take ninyo doon sa time na yun?
Well, that's true to form to President Duterte. That he really has his heart bleeding for those who put their lives for our country. And this is a very big comparison, no, to previous administrations on how the welfare of those who are right there, right on the battlefield, doesn't seem to be a national priority. This time around, you've got the president, the commander-in-chief, trying to convince the nation and show the nation and lead the nation into realizing that this war costs lives and deaths from this war destroys families, destroys cities, destroys futures. And that is something that perhaps since we're probably so callous already, unfortunately, we probably have to realize that we have to open our eyes. And let's take it from there, no? Let's take it from there that he's just leading by example and speaking from the heart.
And you know what? Nagulat din ako, Kong Coco. Actually, he's nasa first line of battle siya halos. He's here. You know, takes a lot of courage. Actually, to put your own life at risk. He did reiterate during the SONA that he did not care if he lost his very own life. And syempre, that same situation is shared by thousands of soldiers, no? And kung ganun ang ginagawa ng mga sundalo, it's but fitting, it's just and necessary na talagang mag-i-invest talaga ang ating gobyerno sa pag-modernize ng ating mga armas, ng ating armed forces. Syempre, hindi mo pagtitipiran ng isang bagay na napakalaki ang pakinabang para sa ating bansa.
Dito sa zona na ito na ginawa ni President Duterte, he also warned, no, itong mga miners na patuloy na sumisira sa ating kalikasan. Ito ba senyales para sa inyo na ibaban na yung mining sa Pilipinas through a legislation?
I do not think it is feasible to totally ban mining in the entire country. You know, mining is still part of industry. But there are ways of doing mining. There is an irresponsible way and a responsible way. There are protective measures to protect the environment, and mining companies simply have to comply with these requirements. And of course, you have to assess the situation of every area. Kung talaga namang isang lugar overexploited na, bakit mo nga naman papayagan na minahan pa yan? Or if you have a protected area like virgin forest and the people there live on ecotourism or on the beauty of their surroundings, bakit mo nga naman hahayaan pumasok ang mining? So it has to be a case-to-case basis. So I don't think it's feasible to hindi kakayanin na i-ban mo totally 100% ang mining. Ano mangyayari nun? Mag-i-import tayo ng minerals natin at saka mga alloys. I think that would be very costly, and we need minerals and alloys for our heavy industry too.
The way I listened to what the President had to say naman is that he wanted to even progress from mining, from responsible mining, to actual manufacturing of finished products. Let's not forget that. And that is a great policy statement from the President. Kasi kung tayo, sige lang tayo nag-extract ng ores and then we export it, and then abroad, they will process it, and then they will sell it back to us, that the raw material is ours, tapos sila yung kikita. Tayo maliit ang kita, yung kabila malaki ang kita. Then we are already just shooting ourselves on the foot. And that simple message, where the President wants to push for the industrialization of our nation, calls for a lot of things. If we're starting to, if the call is for us to create finished products, then we have something to export. We have something to produce and export. And in order to do that, we already call upon our energy industry, our manpower industry, our logistics industry. It's going to be a great economy if we reach that. Yung hinihingi lang ni President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is we do it responsibly, legally, and as good stewards of the environment.
Okay mga kaigsunan, nandungog ninyo ang mga naglain-laing prinsipyo reaksyon sa atong duha ka kongresista no, sa kalambigit sa mga issues na na-raise ni President Duterte dito sa iyang ikaduhang zona. Mag-break lang tag makadiyot, ay lang maghawa kay mo balik din na.
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo. Okay kako. Okay kaayo. Ako di ay si Elsie Hernandez, nagpuyo sa Concepcion Compound, Matina Crossing. Naami karon diri kay gipahibalo man mi nga naay medical mission. Mao pod gidala nako akong mga anak. Nalipay kami dako nga daghan kay mga dala nga tambal uban sa akong mga anak gikan sa kang congressman sa barangay gingnan ni nga padtuon mi diri sa Don Manuel Elementary School kay naay libreng tambal nga ipanghatag. Mo tong gingnan ako akong mga silingan nga sila pod mo anhi po diri aron pod sila makaambit sa mga panghatag. Nagpasalamat day ko kang Coco Nograles kay naa siya gipadala diri nga medical mission diri sa Don Manuel Elementary School. Ako si Elsie Hernandez, okay na ko, okay ka ko, okay na kayo. Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo. Okay ka ko, okay kaayo. Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo. Okay ka ko, okay kaayo.
Ako rin si Michael Angel Serrano, 19 years old, taga-kan, Kalayawan Homes. Yun nga, nabalaan ako ang kuandiri kay gusto ko sa akong classmates lang. Then, nakakuha akong vitamins. Signal ako na maadto diri niya, mapa-check up. Then, niadto na lang po kay sayang man po ang opportunity. So, niadto na lang ko. Nasila diri tanan kay, nagpa-check up po sila kay, ang uban magod kay kanang malipong kadali, tapos balik na po. Ano ba? So, kami, para mausala lang, kami tanan nag-adto lang diri tanan check up. Sa process, guwapo kay pas-pas nga, di mi magkuan, dili mi barato kung asa mo adto kay naay mo tabang, naay mo guide ba. So, ganahan ko. Nagpapasalamat po ako kay Congressman Nograles sa dinala niyang medical tuition dito sa Don Manuel Gutierrez Elementary School. Ako po si Michelangelo Serrano. Okay na ko, okay ka ko, okay kayo.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo.
Okay kaayo. Okay kako. Okay kaayo.
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Balik na sa itong programa, ang Kalamboan Dala Tanan, mga igsunan, ginaisgutan gyapon nato, no? Ang nahitabong suna dos ni President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Congressman Coco, Congresswoman Geraldine, though hindi ho napag-usapan doon sa SONA, may sinasabi si Speaker Alvarez na ika-cancel out niya yung election, barangay at saka SK election ngayong October. Although, hindi nga ho napag-usapan doon sa nangyaring SONA ni President Duterte. Ano hong reaction niyo dito?
Well, right now, ang status nato is that the law requires that the barangay election will push through this October. However, naatay tulo ka pending bills sa Kongreso asking for the postponement of the barangay election. And we have to classify these bills into three different categories now. Number one, it is postponement with appointment. Number two, postponement with holdover up to the same time, 2019. The same as the national and the local elections. So, ang ginaisip mo dyan is, you will elect senators, congressmen, governor, vice governor, board members, mayor, vice mayor, councilors, and the barangay chairman, and kagawads, and the SK chairman, and the SK kagawads. So, ma-imagine mo na gaano kahaba yung balota mo kung electric ballot pa yan, electronic ballot, which is required by law. Unless merong 50% manual, 50% electronic, which sounds a little silly. And the third is postponement with holdover, pero October 2019. So those are the different kinds of classifications of the bills. No? Ako, I am waiting for the bills to develop within the committee on suffrage, and then I'll see the discussions first. What do you think, G?
Ako, whatever the outcome, what is important for me is that barangay elections should be held. We are a democracy, and democracy has to be exercised even at the grassroots level. And I feel that, if you deprive the people of their chance to vote for the ones that will serve them at the barangay level, baka naman magalit ang taong bayan, ano? But that said, like Congressman Coco, I'll await the development of the different bills that have been filed with regard to the postponement of the barangay elections. Ang importante sa akin, whether next year, or this year, or in 2019, maganap. There should be barangay elections. Boses ng taong bayan yan. Mahalaga na pakinggan. We all follow our leaders because they have the mandate. Just like our president, he has a very strong mandate from the people. Power emanates from the people. We are a government for the people, by the people. And what's the other preposition?
With the people?
Yes, with the people.
Yeah, anyway, a few days from now, yung House of Representatives in particular will be discussing all about budget for 2018. Sa tingin nyo ba yung barangay elections, yung bill na yan, kaya pa ba yung pag-usapan doon sa House of Representatives?
Well, I think that the budget for the barangay elections is part of the National Expenditure Program already. So that alone gives us a clue that there's money for the barangay elections.
Maisisingit din, if there's a will, there's a way. Diba? In fact, aside from yung barangay elections, there's also talk of including other measures to be discussed during the period of our budget season. Kaya rin naman eh. Kaya rin naman. Ang nangyayari kasi yan pag budget season, the early part is just yung hearings, no?
The briefings.
The briefings, dumarating po yung iba't ibang ahensya at departamento sa Kongreso to explain yung kanilang budget, and then we deliberate, we share
Pero
our
yung
opinions
postponement per se, kaya pang pag-usapan?
on the floor.
Sabay ang budget.
Well, we did it last year. We talked about the budget, and then at the same time, we talked about the postponement of the barangay election. So, talagang posible talaga na magawa yan ng Kongreso. Especially if, like last year, the President certified the postponement of the barangay elections as urgent. When he certified it as urgent, tuloy-tuloy na siya, even through the Senate. So, malaking bagay pag meron talagang basbas galing sa Presidente.
One more question. Pag nagkataon na ma-cancel out po yung October barangay and SK elections, may sinasabi ho si Speaker Alvarez dito na mag-appoint na lang ng, hindi holdover, pero mag-appoint ng mga officer in charge. Kaya ba gawin niya?
Well,
May batas bang there has to be a law to enable that kind of measure. And pero kung walang batas, hindi po pwedeng mangyari yun.
ako hindi ko makita yung how do you qualify somebody, no? That is the biggest debate in
At saka,
how that
I think there
happens.
has to be a constitutional reforms kasi nakasaad yata sa atin, or is it the Omnibus Election Code, na ang uupo sa barangay ay dapat halal ng taong bayan.
Nandun yun sa sa local government code
Local government
of the
code.
Philippines, and yung appointment, since the local government code was made by law by Congress, we can also revise it
Okay.
even in a temporary nature, only for this one instance. But even if we have the power to do that, my big question is, ano ang mga parameters? Like, who is the appointing authority? Would it be the President? Would it be the Executive Secretary? Would it be the Department of Interior and Local Government? Would it be from the congressman? Would it be from the governor? Would it be from the mayor? So the appointment legally can be done, but what is the parameter? Yan yung hindi pa clear sa akin.
If you are thinking of the parameters, kung ako you're concerned about the parameters, ako personal concern ko is ano ang epekto at paano tatanggapin ng taong bayan. You know, kaming mga congressman, lumilibot kami sa aming mga distrito. Sometimes, may mga pasaway na mga kabarangay. Eto na nga, halal na ng taong bayan yung barangay captain. Hindi pa nila sinusundan. Minsan, sina-challenge pa yung authority. Ano kaya kung hindi pa nila halal at inappointan lang ng ibang tao, susundan kaya nila? Hindi kaya magkagulo? Yun ang aking concern, and I hope that people will also bear this in mind, no, our lawmakers.
And remember, ang appointment, usually, ang kasunod niyan is sweldo.
Yes.
And most of the 42,500 barangays we have nationwide, hindi naman sweldado ang ating mga barangay chairpersons at ang ating mga kagawad, pati ang SK. So when you appoint, does that preclude that you become an appointed government official getting full GSIS benefits, full PhilHealth benefits?
Maraming
full,
ramifications.
Marami yan. Malalim yan.
Madugo. Okay, balik tayo doon sa pangalawang zona po ni Pangulong Duterte, kung saan marami sa mga nanonood, yung mga top foreign diplomats, binalik-balik ni President Duterte yung sinasabi niya doon sa independent foreign policy. Para po kay Congresswoman Geraldine, sa tingin nyo, ang SONA ang dapat magiging entablado ng Duterte ni President Duterte para sabihin yung kanyang policy regarding independent foreign.
Alam nyo, gusto ko sanang explain sa lahat ng ating manonood ano bang ibig sabihin ng presidente ng independent foreign policy. Alam nyo po, karapatan ng bawat bansa na isaganap o magdesisyon tungkol sa kanyang pakikipag-ugnayan sa ibang mga bansa. Sa isang paraan na siya ay malaya at hindi siya nagpapadala sa takot ng ibang mga bansa. Kumbaga, ang pinag-iisipan lamang niya The only thing that is important is that our foreign policy should serve the interests of the Filipino people. This is the meaning of independent foreign policy. And this is the right of every sovereign nation. Kasi, alam mo, ang accusation ng mga leftist groups sa ating mga nakarang pamahalaan ang mga gobyerno at iba't ibang administrasyon ay mga tuta daw ng mga imperialista at mga superpowers sa mundo. And gustong patunayan ng presidente na siya malayang nakakapamili kung kanino dapat tayo makipag-ugnayan sa komersyo, sa politika, sa kooperasyon, sa pamamagitan ng isang independent foreign policy. Mahalaga yan. Mahalaga yan. Di po ba?
Yeah. Meron ding aspeto ng frustration ni Digong when it comes to the calling for independent foreign policy kay dugay na kaayo na naay naga-bully sa atoa, naay nagadikta sa atoa. In fact, bago lang naay mga kongresista gikan sa United States of America na nagsulti na kining si President Duterte dili siya maayo kay naay mga human rights violations, etc., etc., etc. And when I was asked to react about it, I had to remind the two congressmen of the United States to read their own laws. Laws like Tidings McDuffie of 1934 or even yung hair hose cutting of 1933. Do you remember
Yes, in our history classes,
yung mga
yes.
colonial
Oo.
colonial laws which the United States of America have themselves declared that the Philippines is independent. And sometimes we need to remind them that, hey, we are no longer under the United States of America. Can you please respect the